Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Hard to Find 4, where we are playing the Battle of the Bosporus, which is now out. And because it is out, I feel like I can be a little bit freer about actually advocating a certain sponsorship that we have currently got. So I'm sponsored currently by Raid Shadow Legends. And the agreement there is that they're trying to get more people to sign up. So if we hit 60 downloads, 90 downloads, and 120 downloads, then they pay out on those milestones. It is a big payout. It would be a tremendous help to the channel if we could reach those. So if you haven't done it yet, then please do consider grabbing that download. It is free. You can get it from the banner, which is down there, or somebody will put it in chat, has put it in chat already. It is an absolutely massive, massive help. And as you can see, just above my head there, I've got the actual notification, which will show you how many people we have got and how many we still need for the next milestone. So we are very close to the 60, which is the minimum payout. And then the next one is 90, and then we have 120, which is the max. The other thing I should say is you will notice right now it has contributions. Those are for if somebody buys a in-game pack, which can be of any price. I get paid as if that had been a Twitch subscription, because this is also in conjunction with Stream Elements. Stream Elements are one of the guys that produce streaming software, which is why you'll notice that some of the stuff on chat at the moment, one of the bots is Stream Elements. So it's being boosted by both, I believe. So that would massively help the channel out. I just wanted to say that. I'll probably keep saying it every now and then. But now we have the actual thing. So if anyone actually subscribes and downloads the app, then we'll actually see a little animation play, and they're kind of cool. And I'm very curious about what's going to happen when we hit 60. I'm sure that, like when there was halfway, there was a special animation at 60. I think there's one when we start for the 90 milestone. It should like update automatically. If you're watching this on YouTube, as I know that some of you are, because my gosh, this series is already doing well. Like, I've only uploaded 2 videos at the point that I'm recording this, and that first one has hit well over 1,000 views already on the first day, which is crazy. Huzzah! The Raid Shadow Legends is only good for 1 week, and if my maths is correct, I'm doing 3 videos a day. I think we've got about 4 days worth already, so there's probably 3 or 4 days still to go. So please do check, sign up. That would be awesome. If you're watching this like a month after release, don't worry about it. The campaign is probably already over. Anyway, we need to start playing. Oh, and the other thing I should say is if you do get the download, then you do need to complete the tutorial, which is about 5 minutes long. It's really not very long, and again, the game is free. You can get it for free. So it's 5 minutes work, basically. It's not even work, it's a game. Right, so what is happening in Bulgaria at the moment? Well, we are continuing the game from yesterday, whereby chat decided to bring in King Simeon instead of Ferdinand when we kicked poor old Boris out. We've done the fate of the Balkans. We are going to be continuing on that. We are currently playing the diplomatic game because we armed very late, so we're only just able to start actually producing soldiers. We're currently working on the Jashava Vuna Fabrika, which will then lead to the DVF Sopot and the Vasil-Levski National Military University, which is actually another research slot. And then we can get Prussia, the Balkans, at which point our armies will be quite significantly boosted. In the meantime, we are probably going to need to increase conscription to extensive so that we can get some more manpower and some more troops. And the other thing which I've realized is we probably should have made a version of this which was just the big block of 18 infantry. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. And we're going to call this infantry, because I'm super original. And we're going to go ahead and just remove the tank and the artillery when we're going to... Actually, can I switch you for infantry? Because I'd rather do that. I just want blocks of infantry. Alright, we'll have 1 artillery. I can't remove the tank. I mean, once these are done, we will need to train them, and we are still generating a little bit of army experience, so we'll wait a little bit longer. It's not a huge issue. Our agent was captured. That is annoying, because he's just going to have to... Oh, we can't dismiss him either. Because we only have 1 agent. I have no intention of getting the elusive gentleman, so this guy is dead. in 270 days. So that's our espionage done. Can't do any more. Japan declared war on the Philippines. We can modify our government, and we could bring in the cavalry genius, although we don't actually have motorized cavalry or mechanized. Well, we have cavalry, but we don't have motorized or mechanized yet, so not much of a point for that. And I would really like to get one of these material designers, but because we apparently don't have the military cooperation agreement with any of the foreign powers, despite the fact that we've actually completed the military cooperation agreement with those various powers, we're kind of stuck. Though I think that this one does unlock an infantry equipment designer, which will actually be boosted by Prussia, the Balkans, so we'll get 2 from this. One of them is artillery, one of them is infantry, so we will get guns of some kind, just not international ones, unfortunately, so it's a bit of a waste. That seems to be one of the bugs still in the game. Okay, next. We are building refineries, and we are reliant on those refineries for fuel and rubber. In particularly rubber. So I think we'll go ahead and upgrade the rubber processing. Was there anything else we needed to research? It's 1941. We've already got all of those industries already being worked on. No, we're good. We're good. Still think this campaign can be salvageable. Yeah, maybe. It's going to be dependent on whether we can get over the low military strength modifiers. And I think at this point we can only get Yugoslavia and Turkey. So we're kind of waiting and hoping that they don't join a faction in the meantime. Because I'm pretty sure you need everything there to be green. So our army needs to grow bigger, which we are working on, to be fair. It's just in training right now. Is this the same run as yesterday? Yep. No changes. Also, Silver Knight coming in with a 9-month Tier 2 resubscription. Thank you very much for this support there, Silver Knight. Really do appreciate that. And thank you also for all of the fantastic work you're doing as a moderator. It is hugely, hugely, hugely appreciated and means a massive amount to the channel. You bring a really positive energy, so thank you. Keep it up. Right, we are going to go and get some... Are we going to get engineers? No, we're going to get oil processing first. Do we have upgraded? Yes, we do. Field hospitals already upgraded. And we have got field hospitals everywhere. If only he'd stop eating all the snacks, that'd be great. Would still like to recommend maintenance support companies for the army. In the last USA game, they looted more than they used up during battles, not counting attrition. That can be good if you have a bit of a smaller industry, which we don't. Our problem is going to be manpower. I don't think that equipment will be. So I think at this point we're going to go ahead and deploy them. Put you in a new... Actually, probably don't even need to be in a new formation. So how many troops do you need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need... None. You need 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is all of them. And then we start training those that need training, which is actually everyone. And there's the 15. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit this, we're going to duplicate, we're going to call it infantry. And we're going to remove you and add infantry. Like so. Otherwise, everything's just going to be standard. And the point of these is they're just cheap. And then the regular hard-hitting units we are going to make into that icon. Because there are 20 combat width behemoths. And then we're going to start training infantry regiments because they are cheaper. Wow, we are out of manpower already. Excellent. Let's get, say, 10 of those queued up as well. And hopefully, eventually, we will have the forces needed for this. What is manpower anyway? I don't know. People keep talking about it, but we never have any. We can actually go to fuel refining. I'm going to say yes. We're going to be as fuel efficient as we possibly can be. Now, are we still considered to have a weak military? Yes. Bugger. Alright, let's get the military university. The National Military University has a long history, but its military education has been drastically reduced since the imposition of the Treaty of Neuilly. It is time to finance a project to expand their facilities and encourage the enrollment of new cadets who will eventually become successful officers. Cool. And we have a military factory. So what are we low on? Support equipment, tanks, and artillery. So I think that this is going to be an artillery and support equipment. And we could now do with buying in some more steel from the Soviets, which we'll do. Possibly tungsten, possibly chromium, but I still want to be a little bit cautious in what exactly I'm importing. And how is the construction of the refineries coming along? It's actually coming along very nicely. Germany declares war on the Soviet Union. The non-aggression pact between Germany and the Soviet Union, a surprising development to begin with, has now, less surprisingly, fallen apart. Germany is attacked, breaking the pact, and returned once again to openly speaking of the Soviet Union as a menace that must be faced for their visions of the future to become a reality. The Soviet leadership is less than pleased, but perhaps less shocked by the betrayal than disappointed that they didn't seize the opportunity first. Yeah, we've only been going for like 5 minutes, if that. Faramur, thank you very much for the follow. Also, Jamid and Arno, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us today. So we do have more than enough infantry equipment for all of our current plans. We're actually importing enough oil to keep these forces training. That's probably just because we don't have that many tanks. Japan declared war on the Dutch East Indies. The United States has joined the United Kingdom. And the war has now expanded. I never did go after Yugoslavia. Oh, right. The other thing which we can do is subjugation. So I hadn't really looked at the subjugate, but what that needs is for them to be in a faction with us. Huzzah! So what would it take to bring you into a faction? We would need 60 points. Unfortunately, I don't think that we can get you in anymore, which is annoying because they would join us. But no, because they have joined the Axis, we can't bring Romania in. And because Greece has already joined the Allies, we can't bring them into our faction. Turkey, however, is very unlikely because of the Kemalist neutrality. And even without that, it would be a difference of 60 points. So we probably could have diplomatically, had we started on this path earlier, we probably could have brought in Romania and Greece. Garius, thank you very much for the 6-month resubscription. Very much appreciate that. How are you doing? All I can say is that going for Peter II is a true pain as Yugoslavia. He won't reach adulthood until 41. I mean, it is 41. And at some point we should probably integrate the fascists. Ah, here we go. Now we can actually see this one. So this is weapons and equipment research speed buff. But we do need to get Prussia or the Balkans before we can see the rest. Alright. Fine. So you won't get the option to ally the allies of the Axis until 41, so you're most likely dead by the Axis. Gotcha. How much Greece do we need? There we go, 60. Milestone reached. Well done, team. That took me by surprise. It's like, what's happening here? Ah! So that was... Oh, that was contributors? That happened last time when I thought we got like halfway on the milestone. It was actually the contributors. Okay, well, somebody just brought a pack, so thank you very much to that person. We have now gone to the next milestone for the contributions, and there is a limit. I think it's 50 contributors is the maximum. And for every 5, I get a payout when it comes to that. And again, it's pretty generous. It's not as generous as the downloads, but it's definitely very, very much appreciated. So any packs, it's the first time you buy a pack, I get a contribution as well. And it definitely makes a difference having the little animations. I do like them. They're pretty cool. Which kind of pack? I think just any of the in-game purchases. As far as I understand. But it's only one, so one per person. Just the first one. Advanced rubber processing, yes, we want that, because we are into the 1941 technologies. We still want to... See, I was waiting on the heavy tanks, expecting maybe to be getting the tank designer, but that doesn't look likely anymore. So is there any reason for me to be waiting for this? I don't think so. The army is doing a pretty good job getting trained. We are ratcheting up our production of materials. In fact, we might well be able to tweak these infantry templates and add artillery back into them later. I don't think we're ever going to be properly short on army experience. Because again, we have a theorist. It's going to keep on coming in. Even during peacetime. Which is weird. It's something that I don't usually do. Alright, let's get some more fuel. Are we actually importing fuel? No, this is purely off of our refineries. From which we're getting 259. I mean, it's not a massive amount, but it's enough to keep them going. Manpower. I think it's time for us to change manpower law. I can't change manpower law. Because I'm not at war, so I can't go extensive. Son of a bitch. So I can't get my army any bigger. It's impossible. Hey, another sign up. Thank you very much for that. Very much appreciate it. That's what, 58? Can't actually see it again on my preview. It's really, really small. So that is the extra military technology slot, which is awesome. So I think we're going to get the DVF SOPOT. Then I might actually go for the National Military Academy just to get that land doctrine research. Actually, I might even do that one first. Ooh, that's military factories, though. How many do we still have? Oh, we still got 4. No, that's fine. So yes, we can go with something else.
Look out, we got a big spender over here.
That would be another contribution, I guess. So when it's the Orc, it's a contribution. When it's Ethel, it's not. I imagine. Still trying to work that one out. Yeah, I think it's time for the heavy tank upgrade. Because we do want the modern 41s. They are so much stronger than the 36s, or 34s. Who are we planning on attacking first? Goodness knows, because everybody is allied to one of the major powers around us now. So they're in the Axis, they're in the Allies, they're neutral, but a lot bigger than we are. And Yugoslavia, I mean, we could try and go for Yugoslavia. They are not guaranteed by anyone anymore. Because we're never going to get the army size. Ever. I think we're going to wait until these guys are trained. And then we're going to try for Yugoslavia, because we've got to do something. The construction of the ammunition factory in Sopot started in 1935, but has not yet been finished. We must conclude an agreement for the acquisition of the remaining machinery and equipment to put the complex into operation as soon as possible. We could bring in a chief of the Air Force. It's only air reform. Nah. We'll save the points, then we can go conscription and mobilization straight away as soon as we go to war. Because we need to do something. Peter reached adulthood. That's very nice for him. Just replace Peter. Yeah, we are. We're going to replace him with Simone. That's how this works, isn't it? We take his crown and put it on our head. What parts are the others in this pack doing? I mean, it's set to historical, so Ataturk is actually being replaced. Orbe is in charge. So they've gone for Turkish nationalism. They haven't gotten to any of this stuff yet, apparently. Greece. New weapons, old tricks. That's naval. No, it's army. So they're going down towards Greek mechanization. As opposed to tanks. We're Bulgaria. Romania. Expanding the oil fields. Well, that's very generous of them. Getting some more oil before we go and attack into it. Brilliant. And you are doing a royal wedding. At which point they may join the Allies. Oh dear. Alright, time to get into position. That's the entrenchment. Planning prep is already there. Just need to wait for the organization. Looks like equipment amounts are looking a heck of a lot stronger. We've almost overcome our artillery deficit. Tanks, not quite so much. So we're just going to wait until we're fully entrenched. It actually looks like none of the Yugoslavian armies are here. So we're going to have a pretty easy time of it early on. So while they're preparing for their wedding... This is such a bad idea. Like, they're about to get an alliance. The emissary sent to persuade the Yugoslavian government to join the Greater Bulgarian Federation to return today from the Yugoslavian capital with good news. Peter II has agreed to our demands and his country has finally joined our alliance. Yugoslavia joins. Well done, Yugoslavia. Okay, well, suddenly feeling rather more confident. Hi, Turkey. How's it going? I mean, this is probably going to end up with, like, Italy immediately declaring war on Yugoslavia. Oh well. Won't Italy come after Yugoslavia? Probably. But I feel like I need to, get a move on. I don't know if these are a one-off thing. Maybe if we keep on influencing them, that increases the likelihood of them accepting stuff. I'm going to save, because I'm curious about what that's going to mean. Because, unlike the ultimatums, there's no guidance as to whether they would actually accept this. They did. Since Yugoslavia's entry into the Greater Bulgarian Federation, we have lobbied their government to submit to Bogdan Filov. And following our recent bribery and coercion of several Yugoslavian ministers, Peter II has been forced to sign a treaty officially recognizing Bulgaria as its overlord, and by which the Yugoslavian people have finally been subjugated. Becomes a puppet. And now I can bring back Macedonia and also southern Serbia. Clearly Bulgarian turf. And there we go. Bulgaria grows bigger. There you go. That was awful. I like it. Okay then, Turkey. So, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and give me all of your troops. That would be lovely. So, Turkey, still think you're stronger than me? Give it a day to reset. At the moment, they do, and that's quite frankly probably true. No, actually it's not. We're about the same. But they have a lot more deployed manpower, so their units are going to be just bigger. Okay, so let's see what these Yugoslavian forces are going to be like. So put the Yugoslavian cavalry with our cavalry. They're actually slightly stronger than what we have. You are a mountaineer division. These are infantry. 32 combat width. Wow. These are 30 combat width, so they're very slightly smaller. And these two are just 20s. So, I think what I'm actually going to do is leave these guys guarding the borders in the north. You guard the border with Hungary. Is Romania Axis? Romania's Axis as well, isn't it? Okay, this is going to be Nikolov. And then these guys are going to be Lukash.